Aquarius, July 22nd to 25th will unlock your hidden genius. 3 divine tests before the breakthrough. Welcome back, Aquarius. Take a deep breath, because what you're about to hear is not just a forecast. It's a soul transmission, a cosmic memo written specifically for you. Between July 22nd and 25th, you're entering one of the most spiritually intense windows of the year. And no, this is not a warning. It's a wake-up call, a divine checkpoint, a turning point in your destiny. You may feel it already. The tension, the pressure, the sudden moments of silence that feel too loud to ignore. It might feel like things are breaking down. But Aquarius, what's really happening is this. The universe is preparing you to break through. Because you, Aquarius, you were never meant to follow the crowd. You didn't come here to blend in. You were born to stand out. You were born to disrupt, to rewire the system, to birth visions that other people aren't ready for until you create them. That deep part of you that's always felt different, that's not a flaw, that's your genius. That's the ancient soul code you've carried across lifetimes, and now it's ready to activate. But before that awakening can happen, you must pass through a powerful gate, and guarding that gate are 3 divine soul tests. These tests aren't punishments, they're preparations. They're the sacred fires that will burn away your old fears, doubts, and outdated programming, so your true essence can rise. Think of it like this. A diamond isn't born in comfort. It's created through immense pressure, forged in darkness and cut to brilliance. You, Aquarius, are the diamond. And these next few days, that's your cutting process. You'll be asked to let go of what no longer resonates. You'll be challenged to trust your own voice over external noise. And you'll be called to step into a version of yourself that scares even you, because it's so powerful. You may feel emotionally sensitive, unexplainably alone, uncertain about everything you thought you knew, or even jolted awake by dreams, symbols, or déjà vu. That's not anxiety, that's activation. Because the universe doesn't whisper to the asleep. It shouts to the awakened. And guess what, Aquarius? You're awakening. But here's the truth few people will ever tell you. Not everyone will make it through this portal. Not everyone will pass these tests. Because it takes courage, it takes alignment, and most of all, it takes choice. But if you're watching this video, your soul already said yes. So, let's get you ready. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll break down the hidden genius inside your Aquarian soul. The 3 divine tests you must pass between July 22-25. The signs, synchronicities, and spiritual downloads to watch for, and a sacred ritual to activate your genius and lock in your soul shift. This isn't just a timeline update, it's the beginning of a transformation that will affect your love life, your money, your voice, and your legacy. So get centered and light a candle if you need to, grab your journal, and most importantly, stay present, because this is the moment your genius wakes up. Let's begin. Aquarius, you've always felt it, haven't you? That subtle sense of otherness. Not wrong, not broken, just misunderstood. You've been called rebellious, unpredictable, too dreamy, too distant, too ahead of your time. But what the world saw as too much was actually your hidden genius trying to break through, because you weren't born to fit neatly inside society's boxes. You were born to shatter the mold, to question the unquestionable, to see what others miss, to invent the future before the present even catches up. You, Aquarius, are the starseed of innovation, the soul scientist, the cosmic hacker, the blueprint rewriter. And now, between July 22nd and 25, your genius is stirring. This is not just an energetic phase, it's an activation window. The universe is switching something on inside you. A dormant part of your consciousness is about to come online, and it's been waiting lifetimes for this moment. But make no mistake, this awakening won't be soft. It will rattle your comfort zone. It will shake loose the illusions. It will press you to let go of who you thought you were, so you can finally become who you were cosmically designed to be. During this window, expect sudden mental downloads, ideas that feel too big to be yours. But they are prophetic dreams, full of symbols, codes, or voices speaking in unknown languages. Electric energy surging through your body, especially in your hands, crown, and third eye. Restlessness or sleep disruptions, like your soul is buzzing. A strong urge to disconnect from draining people or environments that no longer resonate. You may even feel like retreating. Don't fight that. This isn't you being antisocial. It's your soul rebooting. Think about it. Electricity only sparks when the right tension is present. Diamonds only form under extreme pressure. And a star only ignites when it collapses in on itself just before the explosion of light. Your soul signed up for this tension. You chose to awaken in a world that often misunderstands visionaries. Why? Because your purpose is too massive to unfold in silence. You are the revolution, not the echo. But, and this is key, before this genius can fully activate, you must pass 3 divine tests. Tests that are designed to challenge your identity, your vision, and your trust in the unseen. Tests that will shake your ego so your essence can rise. These tests will come as emotional triggers, soul-level decisions, comfortable truths, and spiritual reflections you can't avoid. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Because on the other side of these tests is the unlocking of your Aquarian genius, the ability to reimagine not only your life, but the world around you. So if you're feeling confused right now, good. If you're questioning everything, perfect. If you're feeling like something big is coming but you can't quite name it, that's the sign. You're not lost, you're not broken, you're awakening. And this is just the beginning. Next, let's explore the first divine test, the isolation phase, where the universe strips away the noise, so you can hear your higher self clearly. Stay with me, Aquarius. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. Aquarius, welcome to the first divine test of your awakening, the isolation phase. And let's be honest, this one stings. You might already be feeling it. People pulling away, plans falling through, going unanswered. Suddenly, you feel cut off, misunderstood, or worse, invisible. But let me tell you something that will change how you see this. This is not rejection. This is realignment. This is not punishment. This is preparation. This isn't a glitch in the system, it's divine design. You see, Aquarius, your genius, your truest, highest soul voice can't shout over the noise of the world. And for most of your life, you've been absorbing too much. Too many opinions, too many expectations, too much static from people who don't even see the real you. So the universe, in its infinite wisdom, is unplugging you, pulling you back, creating space. Why? Because in silence, you finally hear you. July 22nd to 23rd is your sacred pause. It may feel like you're being ignored. Your energy feels too intense for others. You're no longer excited about the things or people you once loved. You're unsure who your real tribe even is anymore. But Aquarius, that's not loneliness. That's soul recalibration. This period of spiritual solitude is where your genius downloads will begin. When the distractions fade, the guidance gets loud. So ask yourself honestly, what truth have I been avoiding because it's uncomfortable? What big idea or dream keeps coming back to me? but I've been pushing it down because it doesn't fit in. What part of myself have I muted just to be accepted? Aquarius, you've been seeking clarity in the world, but the answers were never out there. They were always within. This is the part of your journey where you go inward, not to hide, but to awaken. Here's what you do during this test. Journal. Write freely, no filters. Let your subconscious speak. Meditate. 5 or 10 minutes of silence can open portals that hours of talking never will. Unplug. Turn off the noise. Social media, news, the opinions of people who don't walk your path, and most importantly, feel everything. The loneliness, the frustration, the boredom. Feel it without judgment, because these are soul detox symptoms. They mean you're shedding the false layers and coming back to who you really are. Aquarius, your genius cannot flourish in shallow soil. It needs depth. It needs stillness. It needs a moment away from the world to build the next version of it. This isolation isn't forever, but it is essential. Because what's coming next, your voice, your creation, your new timeline, requires a stronger, clearer, fully aligned you. So if no one is calling, call yourself. If no one is clapping, clap for yourself. And if it feels like you're walking alone right now, know this. You're not alone. You're being anointed. Your angels are clearing the path. Your soul is charging its signal. And your genius is preparing to speak louder than ever before. This is your cocoon phase, Aquarius. The stillness before the flight. Now breathe. You're passing the first test beautifully. Ready for the second? Let's talk about the mirror challenge, when the universe holds up your soul's reflection and asks, are you ready to see it all, Aquarius, now that you've stepped into silence? Now that the universe has unplugged you from external noise, it's time for the second divine test, the mirror challenge. And make no mistake, this one goes deep. Between July 23rd and 24th, the cosmos will hold up a mirror to your soul. And what it shows you, it may not be pretty, but it will be true. You may encounter sudden arguments with friends or family, emotional triggers that seem to come out of nowhere, old insecurities rising up, deep fears of being too much or not enough, and moments where you feel completely misunderstood. But listen carefully, Aquarius. This is not happening to you. This is happening for you. These experiences are not chaos. They are clarity in disguise. This test is the universe whispering, you cannot carry old identities into your new timeline. If you're stepping into a higher version of yourself, your genius version, you must leave behind the parts of you that are still chained to fear, self-doubt, and societal expectation. The people who trigger you during this time, they're not villains, they are mirrors. They reflect the parts of you that still need healing. They show you where your power still leaks. For example, you feel jealous of someone else's success. That's a mirror revealing where you've abandoned your own vision. You feel not good enough when someone criticizes you. That's a mirror exposing where your worth is still tied to approval. You find yourself comparing your journey to others online. That's a mirror showing that your self-trust is still wobbly. You fear being misunderstood or rejected for who you truly are. That's the mirror of your wounded genius, the part of you that knows you're meant for more, but is scared of being seen. And here's the twist. You don't fix a mirror, you face it. This challenge isn't asking you to be perfect. It's asking you to be honest, to see your shadows and say, I love you anyway. To feel your fear and say, you don't get to lead anymore. To look yourself in the eye and say, even this part of me is worthy of rising. Because guess what? Genius is not about being flawless. Genius is not about being fearless. It's about being real, raw, and ready to grow. This test is your spiritual reflection moment. And in the face of that mirror, Here's what you say. I accept all parts of myself, even the ones still healing. I am safe to rise. Say it again, out loud, like you mean it. This declaration reprograms your subconscious. It sends a message to the universe. I am not hiding anymore. Aquarius, when you pass this test, when you stop fighting the mirror and start learning from it, you unlock a new level of power. Because now, your genius isn't just a hidden potential. It becomes a living expression. You're no longer ruled by insecurity. You're led by authenticity. And authenticity, that's the frequency of manifestation. That's the magnetism you've been waiting for. So if emotions rise during this test, don't suppress them. If triggers flare, don't run. If old wounds ache, don't numb out. Face the mirror, embrace the reflection, and rise from it. Because next comes the final test, and it's the most powerful one of all, the soul choice, where your destiny hinges on one decision. Let's go. Aquarius, this is it, the final divine test. And unlike the others, it won't scream for your attention. It will whisper. Between July 24th and 25, you will encounter a subtle crossroads. And this moment may seem small on the surface. A conversation, a text message, an invitation, a job offer, a chance to go back to someone or something that once felt safe. But don't be fooled. This is not just a decision. It's a soul checkpoint. It's called the soul choice. This test will ask one question. Are you willing to leave behind the version of you that survived, to become the version of you that thrives? You will be pulled toward comfort, familiarity, and the illusion of safety. But at the same time, your higher self will be calling you into something bigger. Expansion, truth, genius. Here's what this might look like in real life. A job offer that pays well, but keeps you small. A person from your past reappearing when you're finally moving forward. A creative idea that lights your soul, but scares your logical mind. A chance to speak your truth, but you're afraid of what others will think. An inner knowing that says, go for it, but an outer world that says, wait. This is the moment where old identity meets new potential. And you must choose. Aquarius, the universe isn't testing your intelligence, it's testing your alignment. Because it's one thing to want a breakthrough, it's another thing to choose it when it shows up wrapped in uncertainty. Here's the truth. Genius doesn't live in the safe zone. Genius lives on the edge, where it's bold, raw, and unapologetically honest. And right now, you're standing on that edge.